gotta do the
intro.
What's up, everybody? You gotta do it.
What's up, everybody? Is that good?
Nailed it. Way better than me. Sometimes you be silly.
Sometimes.
I like it when you're silly. What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about our very first official RV trip to
Charleston, South Carolina.
You look beautiful.
Thanks.
Very beautiful.
Before we even got literally on the road to Charleston, we had a little bit of a rough start. So the night before our launch day, it was just me and Trinity in the RV. We both heard like a pop, and it was like an electrical pop. So I was looking at like the control panel, ran into the bedroom, and somehow, I don't know if I think I saw sparks come from like underneath the bed. And I raised the bed up, it was smoke and electrical smell. So it was really scary.
That's
Trinity,
generally not a good sign.
No, definitely not. So I was panicked. I was freaking out because I just knew that all of the electricity in the whole RV had just blown. And when that happens, it's basically totaled. Like, we figured out that we thought it was just the charge controller / charger, which is an important part, but thankfully it was only like $200.
We went to an RV place in Ringgold to see if they had the battery converter piece that we needed. They didn't have it. We ended up having to unhook the Jeep in the parking lot of that RV place, and just more stuff went wrong. We couldn't get the Jeep hooked up.
And Ben wouldn't let me walk in and ask for help. He's like, no, we can get it. I finally said, please just let me go in there and ask somebody. They got it hooked up in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it turns out, like in the instructions for the tow bar and how to hook it up, it says you have to be on flat ground and you have to be straight, just behind the RV. So yeah, I get that, but like 100% straight?
Yeah.
Yes, you have to be 100%. We were like probably 80% straight, and it was just at just enough angle that it wouldn't lock out right, and we just kept doing it that way. And the guy's like, maybe back up and just pull it in straight. Now though, we've unhooked it and hooked it so many times, like it's with butter.
Yeah.
We ordered the battery charge controller thing on Amazon. It was supposed to get there
2 days,
on a certain day.
Of course. I found a Camping World in like the Atlanta area because we were going to be going through Atlanta to go to Charleston. And I called and I made sure they had the right model number. I ran in there, paid for it, and ran back out. And it was all pretty smooth sailing after that, kind of.
No. We had planned to stop in Augusta, Georgia. So we used an app that RVers use called Boondockers Welcome, to where these people just open up their property, their driveway, whatever they have to RVers to let them stay for the night. Most of the time for free. So we were following our GPS to this place, and I just follow my GPS blindly wherever I go. The GPS says we're here, so I just pull into the driveway like a little duck face.
Immediately I knew it wasn't right. Super obvious that wasn't where we were supposed to be.
Immediate stress. The deal is, when we have the Jeep hooked up, we can't really back up. So now we're stuck in this driveway. It's dark. We don't know who these people are.
No idea.
They're probably murderers. Words were said.
The Jeep.
And we didn't document any of this. We weren't fully back into the vlog mentality.
But also we were in the road. The Jeep was still in the road. Like it was a dangerous, like not safe situation.
Oh, they're actually screaming at me. I'm screaming at her. It's total chaos.
You didn't scream at me. You did a really good job saying calm.
And I screamed in my head a lot. Well, anyway, so we ended up hooking the Jeep back up. The driveway that we were going to was about 20 yards down the way. We just turned early. We made it to the place we were going to stay in Augusta. Got settled in, and the kids loved it.
And they ran and got a blanket and went outside and looked up at the stars, and it was just really sweet.
A really chaotic moment turned into a really sweet moment, and it made it worth it.
So we left from our spot that morning and went on to Charleston, and we actually booked an RV park for that week or 5 days or whatever we were there.
And the RV park was pretty nice. I think we don't have a lot to compare it to, but it was, for the most part, clean. It was quiet. There was a playground right beside our site, so the kids loved that. The kids got to set up their Christmas present, which was
their big ninja line.
Ninja line,
it's
kind
like
of thing.
a big long strap and has the like ratchet to be able to tighten it, and then it
Kind
has
of go between two trees.
a wheel and
different
some
little
monkey bars and that kind of thing. They loved it, and they played on it all week, and I'm really glad we had it because the playground was very small, so it wasn't, and it was more for little kids and not our kids' size, so they really enjoyed it.
There were also ducks around randomly,
Yeah,
or geese. I can't remember which one.
I think they were ducks.
So Kanan really enjoyed following them around, screaming at them.
Okay, so day one, we drove into town. We parked at the Welcome Center, which I found as a recommendation online. It worked out really well.
Yeah, we did hang out for a little bit in the Welcome Center, where they had kind of set up with all their like railroad industry history. So had a big train in there, and kiddos really loved reading about all that kind of stuff. And Trinity, I think, even said it was her favorite day of homeschool that she's had so far.
Yeah.
This horse, wind, or steam?
Let's read this. Read that for me. You don't have to.
How does steam make power? Around
1765.
1765. Scotsman James Watt invented an engine powered by steam. This new machine changed the way people traveled and powered the industrial
Revolution. Right here. It says heat is applied to water to produce steam. So heat plus water equals steam. Steam confined to a small space creates pressure. So like our Instant Pot, you know, when we pressure it, and then we let the steam out, the steam goes. So the pressurized steam in a cylinder with a piston equals power.
Got it?
Right outside of the Welcome Center, there's a trolley. It's really a bus, but it's a free city bus.
We are waiting on a trolley that's going to take us kind of around downtown Charleston, just to give us a little tour, give us the lay of the land, and then we might go walking a little bit later to get a little deeper into the culture and the vibe of Charleston, South Carolina.
That's cool.
So we took a little bus trolley tour. It wasn't exactly what we thought it was because we couldn't really see downtown because the windows were so tinted and had a wrap around them. So, but we got off back where we're supposed to, and we're gonna walk around a little bit.
We decided when we started doing this that the pressed pennies was going to be the kids' souvenir, because for one thing it's cheap and another it's very small, so that gives them a small token from each place we go. But there's a website you can go to. I can't remember the name, but you can just Google
I'll put it here.
pressed pennies, and it tells each state and what cities there's pressed pennies at. There's even pictures, and it'll tell you the address location of whatever store it's in. As we were riding on the trolley, I knew that I saw the name of that store, and I was like, what? I can't believe it, because I thought that was gonna be, you know, like an afternoon trip where we were gonna have to purposely go out. But I saw it and I was like, okay, y'all, we're getting off at the next stop. And they're like, what? And so we gathered our stuff and got off and got to the pressed penny place and wound up having to go to another store, which worked out for me because the fudge that I saw just right down from the pressed penny place, I was like, well, let's go buy some fudge. So it gave me an excuse to buy fudge. so that we could get the change to put in the press penny machine.
Charleston's a beautiful city, just the old buildings and churches and colors and architecture was just really cool vibes for Charleston.
But that actually was my favorite part of it. It's just not having these lists of things to go to. It was just get out of our car, start walking, and find something cool.
Look at stuff.
So that's what we did. The second day we were there, we had planned on going to Angel Oak. It's a 400-year-old oak tree. The longest branch is 187 feet long. So all of the branches come out and then they go down on the ground and they kind of just wind and they look like roots, but they're actually branches from the tree. Pretty early, like
early in the morning, which is a good time to go.
Not early. It was early for us. Like we
I
got
hate it
up.
when she corrects me.
It was like 10 or 10:30 by the time we got there. So it wasn't like 6 a.m. Well, there's a sign as you go in, and we read the sign. We read it out loud to the kids. We're
The
like,
sign was adorable, y'all. I appreciate poetry, and this was
not
good
adorable.
poetry.
It was not good poetry.
So I'll just share a little bit of it, not the whole thing, because it took a while to read the whole thing, but it just laid out the rules of what to do when you're there in a fun, rhymey way.
Okay.
My limbs are hollowed, but you can't tell because my bark is what keeps me looking well. I don't like when you lean, pull, sit, stand, or climb on me. Also,
You're just saying that
your
so you
purses,
don't do that.
cameras, or anything that could danger me. I ask that you just admire and let me be.
So the kids knew that they weren't supposed to touch the tree, step on the tree, walk on the tree.
You can
all
touch
of
it
these
softly.
things. You could touch it softly, and you could kiss it and hug it gently. Is basically
Which
what
is weird.
said. There was a person guarding it, which we found out firsthand because Rhodes, bless his heart, he was not trying to do anything intentionally. It's easy to step on them because there's so many, and he just wasn't paying attention. He had barely had his foot placed on one, and the guy's like, "Off the tree!" Off the tree! Like, we're like, "Oh, sorry." Whew. That was not something we were expecting. So if you go, just be sure that you only hug the tree. And
He did
kiss
hug
the
it. He
tree.
made up for it.
He did. He apologized.
Good. So tree huggers will love this place. Will love it. They did have, like, if you wanted to make more of a trip out of it, they have nice picnic tables. So on a nice day, you take your family, take a packed lunch, picnic, have a good little lunch there. We just didn't do that, so we were probably in and out in
30 minutes or less?
I would say less. Speaking of tree huggers, and then the opposite end of that spectrum, it was lunchtime, so we wanted to go to a restaurant. So we did have multiple recommendations for a place called the Tattooed Moose. It had been on the Food Network, I think, on is it
The Diners,
Drive-Ins and Dives, and oh my, something like that. This is not for the tree hugger PETA people. We love all the people, but when you go into this restaurant, just think of all the animals you can think of.
Yeah, basically.
Dead, and just mounted on the
Mounted
wall.
on the wall.
And just around the whole restaurant, and that's what this place was. Chico, what was your favorite part about Charleston?
My favorite part about Charleston was the tea plantation.
Tea plantation?
Yeah, it was really cool.
We were thinking about doing the trolley tour, but two reasons we're not going to. Because it's not free dollars, and also they use Comic Sans font. Get out of here.
Not real sweet. Oh, that's
right, Chica. What'd you learn about tea that you didn't already know?
I actually thought different kinds of tea were different kinds of tea plants.
I did too. So what she's talking about is the black tea, oolong tea, and green tea are made from the same leaves. They just are, it's a different oxidation period. So green tea is not oxidized, and oolong is oxidized for 15 minutes, and black tea was oxidized for 45 minutes. So
50
was
minutes.
it 50 minutes? Oh.
More Comic Sans.
Mama, put a S right there.
He said put a S on there.
What, your name?
It's a state, baby. That's not. That's somebody's from Rhode Island, and they wrote that.
You may do it anywhere?
Hey!
You have your own island, bro.
Island. Rhode Island. Iceland.
I'm drinking Charleston tea.
Planned it. On the last day, we decided to go back and explore downtown a little bit more, and it was just super rainy.
We
With the
just
rain jackets on.
Did it. Do it anyway.
Went to go explore.
Sounds like we go. Sounds like the beach. It's not bad. Yeah.
A couple of places that we went to, I think it was called the City Market.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot going on, and a lot of the vendors were kind of already packing up. And a lot of those places had big signs that said no photos or video. So we didn't get a lot of footage or anything in there, just because we're rule followers.
But the kids did find a guy set up who he makes little pendants for like a necklace, and then he also makes like little bracelets.
They were really pretty. Super nice guy. And we had stayed and talked to him for the amount of time that we felt like we couldn't really leave without buying something. And the kids liked it, so we ended up buying Trinity a necklace and Rhodes bracelet, I think.
Yeah.
So.
And we walked to Rainbow Road. That was one of the places, and Rhodes followed the little GPS, like he was our leader and followed the phone GPS to get us there. But that was one of the, I guess, Instagrammable places that we went, where they have the different 1700s buildings, and all of them they're homes now, which is, it's just so odd that they literally, their window is right here and you're right here, like you can touch their window, and people live there.
We did it. We touched every window.
Not everyone, but the kids definitely touched some.
While we
and we get our pictures made in front of your house. It's just strange, but so cool. And as you're on Rainbow Road, we can see the river next to, is it river? I don't know. It's not river.
Could have been the ocean.
It was a bay, so it was technically probably saltwater.
River, bay, ocean.
It was anyway.
Lake.
It was the water source. And I knew that there was a park, so that's where we just naturally just walked on over. And even though it was rainy, we all had our rain gear on, and it was okay. But it was fun. We danced on the dock and
dance party on the dock.
Overall, Charleston was so much fun. It was an amazing city, and we were only there for 5 days. There's so much more to do.
We could have stayed a week longer and still probably
not do everything.
Experienced everything that Charleston has to offer. And even with all the hiccups at the beginning, and it was kind of a rough start, kind of being there and like getting that first trip under our belt made it worth it. And I think we all had a really good time, and I think we feel this is any indication to how this RV travel life is gonna go, then we're in, baby.
Yeah.
We're in.
It's not about things and material things and how much we can get and how much we have on this earth. It's more about those relationships that we're able to build upon, and the people we were able to meet, and just those experiences. Because the kids don't remember the things you buy them, they remember the things that happen, the things that you do together, and the time that you spend together. And that's one thing already. I mean, we're only a few weeks in, but it's already a really cool thing to see us able to spend more time together as a family.
Yeah, and that's what we mean when we say we're living the sweet life. And we want you to live the sweet life. It's not necessarily packing your family up in a 300 square foot RV and traveling, but just even right where you're at, how can you spend more time with the people that you love and that you care about, and just be intentional about it. Live the sweet life. Yo.
Live the sweet life.
Thanks again for tuning into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all those things.
And tell your friends.
Yeah, all those things are really small, but they actually help the channel a lot as we hopefully travel more, post more videos, and gain a little momentum as we share our lives with you. I actually love Charleston so much I wrote a song about it.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Charleston, such a pretty little city. Charleston, dripping with a southern charm. Charleston, everybody sing it with me. We're in Charleston, we're in Charleston.
Like and subscribe and tell your friends about us.